What is going on, man? It is your boy Tre.Trades back again with another video. Uh as you can see, we took a huge fucking L today. Or I took a huge fucking L today, man. Just being stupid, bro. And I honestly did not want to make this video, but I feel like I can't be lopsided where I show where I'm winning all these days in a row and updating y'all and then not saying anything whenever I take a loss. So yeah, really, I tilted today. That's simply, there's no other way to put it. That's simply just what it was. I was one day away from a payout on this account. This account had like $2,100 in the balance, if I'm not mistaken. I ended up losing like 1,800, right? So yeah, it had to be somewhere around like $2,200 in the balance. Previously, I had been updating you on this account. Had a good last week. Like last week was great. Basically, all the profit I made last week, then some, I ended up losing in one trading day. Super fucking stupid. And that's not normally what happens, but man, I just really tilted. I think what ended up being my issue was I was one day away from a payout on this account. I did, however, lock in a payout on the other account, but it really isn't a lot. However, I'm still gonna take it just because I end up fucking this account up so bad, right? So I still got 3 XFAs, or I activated XFA today, which I'll talk about that a little bit later, I guess. But right now, I'm just gonna focus on this. So end up tilting basically was one day away from a payout. I've already collected 3 payouts from this account. Today would have been the 4th payout from this account. However, just came in pre-market, which that was a rule break right there. Me trading pre-market should have been only trading market open. And then the fact that I moved my stop loss, like far as like how much I could lose throughout the day. This normally I'm only willing to lose around 450 in a day. As you can see, last month, right? All my losses were somewhere around like $400 to $500. That's a normal losing day, and I'm totally fine with taking the L like that because I know usually I'll come back and I'll get a nice size win, and then I'll go and win a few days in a row. Previously on this account, I had like 5 winning days from like last month in a row going into this month. Had one losing day, cool. Then came back Friday, locked in a dub, and only needed one more winning day. I think that's probably what it was. Where this morning pre-market, I saw a setup occurring. At least it felt like a setup, and I decided to take longs and got cooked. And I was like, all right, cool. I still think this move is gonna play out, and I fell into that trap of marrying a bias. And I kept trying to spam longs, and it got to the point where I was down a lot. I was down like $1,200 or $1,300. At that point, I should have been done, right? And I know I should have been done because I said it, and I still wasn't. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna come back market open, and I'm gonna see if I can lock in a win during market open. And if I get back about half what I lost, I'll be all right with that. Then come in tomorrow, get a winning day, and I'll probably be back at break even or a little bit down, but I still be able to take a payout if I decided to or whatever, right? That ended up happening. The first trade I took, I ended up making like 2 or 300. Took another trade, made it like another had to be like another 4 or 500 or something like that, because I know at one point I was only down $700. At that point I could have stopped and been like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna call it here. I'm gonna take an L on this account. I had already switched over and traded this other account where I had locked in a small win. I had two trades for the day on this account. First one was like a break even small L, and the second one I was trailing it and got stopped out in profit. And once I seen I had to win a day, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop here. And then I had activated another XFA because I've been on the road to getting max allocated, right? So I activated another one, which I wasn't even going to do. I was gonna wait to activate this account until I got the payout from the other 2 accounts. But since I messed that up and I knew I did, I was only gonna get a payout from one account. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna activate one of the other accounts now, and then I'll trade that one because I know this account basically is gonna have to be on the tuck or I'm really close to blowing it and I'll probably end up losing it anyway. So I might as well just activate another one to replace it. So that's basically what I did. End up locking in a winning day on this account. So I locked in 2 wins today. One of them guarantees a payout, which is a super small payout, but I'm gonna take it. It is what it is, right? And then this one, we got to win. So I would need 4 more winning days to lock in a payout from this account. My goal now with this account basically is to replace the last account and keep this on ice for a while, at least until next week. And I might see what we can do with CPI if I don't end up bringing it out the hole this week. Granted, it's only $350 in the account. I'm still positive and I'm confident that I can actually bring this account back this week. Only reason I say that is simply because I know I can drop down to like 2 or 3 micros, and all I need would be like a $200 to $300 win one day that gets the account to around like $600 to $700. And then after that, I'll trade normal size, which I usually do when I got around $700-800 left in drawdown. Which the count technically, since it has like a zero minimum loss limit, I just can't lose it now or can't blow it until it's gone. Anything under $1,000 in my mind is like really like you in drawdown. So the account is in drawdown technically, right? But when it's at that point, I can trade with regular size and I've got a easy win and brought the account back, right? So I think that's what I'm gonna try to focus on. And since I'm gonna take a payout from the other account and it'll leave half the balance in there, I'm gonna copy trade those together and basically be doing the same thing to get them both back up. Which, like I said, I'm pretty confident I'll be able to do. So we'll see how that play out over the course of the week. And then this account, I'll be trading with normal size or probably a little heavier. We'll see. But yeah, just really all in all though, man, this shouldn't have happened. Today should not have been the day that it was, especially start off the week and it being NFP week. I think what happened mentally or subconsciously, whatever, is I knew that today we had news. And usually during NFP week, when we have news around 10 or just any point in time, if it's after 8:30, the market open tends to not be the greatest. And I typically don't trade well during NFP week anyway. And I kind of was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to trade pre-market, see if I can still a quick win, and then I'll be done and won't even really have to trade today during market open. And I was just trying to get on and get off real quick, which is another like problem because I shouldn't have been trying to uh force the process, I guess, or rush the process, which I feel like that's what I did. So it caused me to take an L. So that's a lesson that I got to live with and understand that going forward, I don't need to do that. Like tomorrow, we will wait to market open. We will not take trades. Like I got to that point where I was taking trades during Asian session again, which I used to actually just trade like Asian session, but then I stopped trading it because I was really only supposed to be trading it with gold, not NQ, because NQ just don't really move how I would like during Asian session. Then it got to the point I was like, all right, well, just don't touch NQ during Asian session, only during New York session. But then it's like, okay, now it's at that point where don't touch it pre-market, just stick to after market open because that's whenever I'm the most lethal on the chart as far as I'm likely going to get a win. That's just how I feel. I'm that confident. And I feel like my track record shows it. Even like when looking at this account, like majority of the trades I take, I end up winning, right? I've had all winning weeks on this account in particular up until this point, which like I said, still, who knows? I could turn this week around. I remember what this week would have been an L week and this week would have been an L week, but held it together. I had 2 losing days in a row and still wasn't shook or anything. It was just like, all right, we'll come in, we'll get a win the next day. Came in, got a win, then came in, got another win. Ended the week up $200. It's not a lot of profit, but it is. And then this week was like a break even week, which we had a big losing day. And then I think I was just really targeting winning days this week because I think I was close to a payout or something like that. But I feel like the same thing that happened today happened at the beginning of last month. And literally, this is the first trading day of the month. Also, I know for a fact this day I tilted. This was the last time I tilted on this account. And it has now been a whole month. And we did the same thing again during FP week on the Monday, which was so stupid. And I just got to remember to learn from my mistakes, man. Like, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expect a different result. And that was very insane, very idiotic, very dumb for me to do. I'm accepting that and I'm showing that because I will hope that somebody sees this video and understands the mistakes that I'm making. Even if you feel that I'm a terrible trader for doing that or whatever, who knows? Maybe it might just help make you even better because it's like I know not to do it, right? So look at it like that, maybe. Who knows? If it helps you, it helps you. Cool. Me personally, I'm not gonna linger on it too long just because like I know I'm better than that. And yeah, I took a L. Even if I was to blow this account, I'm not going to be super mad just because I've already locked in 3 payouts on this account. I still have 2 other XFAs currently, and I also have another XFA that I haven't even activated yet. And then I'm probably going to start another combine either today. I was thinking about doing it today, but it's already about to be 1 o'clock. Or I might start it tomorrow or sometime later this week, and we might get that one passed, and then we'll have another XFA also. So there's no reason for me to get so hung up on it. So it's like that thing that I say where you can't get too high or too low in trading. So it's like, it's no reason to get too low right now. Just, it was stupid. I took 16 trades, like just very dumb trades that I took. And it cost me a lot. And that's just something that going forward, I'll have to note. And it's just very dumb, very stupid to do. So I feel like really this more so like just a psychology talk, what not to do. And I will hope that somebody see this and they take from this like, hey, like all I gotta do is stick to no rules. Because when you stick to your rules, bro, you win most of the time. even if you stick to your rules and you don't win, you don't feel bad about the loss, because it's like, if I did everything that I knew I could, that I was supposed to do, and it didn't work out, then there's nothing left on the table for you to feel bad about, because you did what you were supposed to do. There's no reason to feel bad. The market doesn't owe you anything anyway. So if you do what you're supposed to do and you take an L, like, all right, cool, just come back tomorrow. It didn't go my way. That's just how it goes. It's a game of probability. But when you add terrible odds to the probability by doing stupid things, and it's like, well, there's no way I really was gonna win because I just was doing the bad things. And so you kind of just opt out of even giving yourself a real chance of winning, which is what I feel like I did today. So that was just the fault on me. To tilt out this bad, hasn't I haven't really did something like that in a minute. I did notice when I was trading the take profit trader accounts, I had the pro account last month during February, and I noticed when I was trading that account, even though I was locking in daily payouts from that account, I still felt like I was kind of like not on the right track psychology wise, because I was so focused on locking in daily payouts with the account. And I felt like that was where I was getting too high, right? So it's like trying to find that sweet spot where you stand in the middle, where you don't get too high or too low. So don't get too low off taking a big L. And then if you start running off wins in a row, because I notice I'm a streaky trader, I'll win like days in a row or weeks in a row. And then sometimes, or not even sometimes, we always know that an L is around the corner, right? L is going to happen. You're going to lose at some point. So when that loss happens, how well do you respond? I feel like on XFAs with Top Step, I've been responding pretty well. Well, like I said, none of these other losses are tilts. Like, these are just normal losses that I was perfectly fine after losing. Even when I had 2 losing days in a row this week, I was perfectly fine. I was like, well, I followed my rules and I did what I was supposed to do. I saw what I could have did differently after rewatching the videos, but it was no reason to feel bad. It just, I know next day when I come in, do this instead, and it was perfectly fine. But when it was coming to the pro accounts, I feel like even though I was still winning, it was like, I'm winning, but I'm not doing it in a great way. And that's not good, because you don't want to build upon bad habits thinking that those are good habits. So I feel like that's really what it was. But I don't know, man. It is what it is. I'm really just gonna have to see how the rest of this week play out for this account in particular. Like I said, I'm gonna take the payout from the other account. I don't care. It's only gonna be like $400 or $500, but that's a bill to pay, right? I think I'll be able to pay my car note or something like that. My car note's like $500 a month. Take it, pay a car note. Like, the whole point of trading is to get to that point where you can live free, where you don't really have to go work a job, which I don't really have to go work. I use the payouts that I get to pay for things and make my life a little easier, right? Until I get to that point where I'm making a lot of money, to where now it's like trading has really provided me a real way to just completely be free and do whatever I want. But that's really a conversation for down the road whenever we get to that point, which I do think will be very soon. We just got to hold on and keep weathering the storm until you get to that point where moments like this are obsolete. Like, they just do not happen, which I don't know if that's ever really going to ever be a thing. I think that even the best traders do have moments where they kind of like flash out. Now, to the degree they flash out would be a little different, but I feel like it shouldn't be like this though, right? I just truly feel like, honestly, I shouldn't have did this. This is very bad, but I just would hope that me showing this, somebody will see it and they'll be like, all right, cool, don't do what he just did. Like, because I've looked at other traders like that also and been like, okay, I'm watching you trade and I see the things you're doing. I probably should stay away from those things, because I don't want to fall into that trap, right? And that can go with other things in life as well, just in general. Like, you see somebody going down the wrong path, you don't do it, right? So hopefully that's what you take from this, and that's what it's looked at as. But yeah, I just had to get on here and show y'all that. So that's really all I got um, for this video. So yeah, until next time, man, on a better living.